so. Welcome out there in Facebook land, web land, internet land. This is the backyard garden of the fabulous C&P Coffee Company in beautiful, incomparable West Seattle. This is my buddy Orville here. I can't remember what my name is, but I'm sure somebody will tell me in the feed. That's what they always do. And Katie, if you're out there, if anything goes really weird, text Orville. He's got his phone right next to him. And he just texted you, so you have his number. Because I can't do that, because this is what we're... So, enough of that.
Oh, I didn't do that. Go ahead, I'll do that. I wrote it in my contacts, but I didn't text her. Let me try that again. You go ahead. I'll be ready.
This always seems like the right song to start off with a place like this. Anybody ever been to Meinong? I sang this song in Alaska about 5 years ago. Salmon Fest, don't you know? Little place called the Nilchik. So they know how to make it stick. And they get to it quick in the Nilchik. And I sang this song called Meinong about a little town in Taiwan called Meinong. And this lady comes up to me afterwards and she says, "I'm from Meinong." Now what are the likelihoods? It's a small town. Nilchik is a small town. I guess the whole world is a small town. Yeah. Meinong, in the valley of the butterfly, time doesn't go very fast. Things just seem to last. In Meinong, I saw a butterfly dance like a butterfly does. It made me think about how clumsy I was. In Meinong, I saw a man on a bicycle balancing a load of wood. His balance was that good. In Meinong, I saw a family of 5 on a motor scooter going out for a drive. Meinong, and it's a big round world. Yes, it is, all around the world. It's a big round world. Yes, it is, all around the world. In Meinong, there was a melon so sweet, juicy on my sweater, and something like an apple, only better. In Meinong, the sun flew by on a butterfly breeze. The ricochet winged way up in the trees. In Meinong, my spirit got lighter and my head got clear. I thought to myself, I'm gonna stay right here in Meinong. And it's a big round world, yes it is. All around the world, it's a big round world, yes it is. All around the world. That's right. In Meinong, there was a temple on the hillside. I prayed to the beautiful flower to open up wide. In Meinong, I drank the good strong ginger tea, and it agreed with me. In Meinong, everything grew. Tomato and the pepper and the beetle nut too. And Meinong, I ate the green grass, the fish and the squid, and everybody else did too. And it's a big round world, yes it is. All around the world, it's a big round world. All around the world. And Meinong, all around the circle eternity flows. But after a while you gotta go, I suppose. And Meinong, everybody's got a home and I got mine. Don't say goodbye, say see you next time, Meinong. And it's a big round world, yes it is. All around the world, it's a big round. All around the world. Oh, it's a big round world, yes it is. All around the world, it's a big round world, yes it is. All around the world. Cool. Cool, that was good. Thank you. I want to play this song next, and I don't know if it's smart because I think you've only played it like once or twice before, but
not a problem.
Yeah, it makes sense in my little brain. I hope you're doing good out there, wherever you are, wherever you might be doing. Song I wrote about my father. My dad, we called him my dad. He called me, hey, you. And the song is part true and partly fiction. There's a song about that, isn't there? Chris Christopher. Wish my name was something like Jim Jameson, you know, Orville or Vilderson or something, you know.
That alliteration is good.
You know, the bridge thing, the chorus thing, whatever you want to call it, go. We'll find it. I'll get there. I gotta sing my way into it. I didn't know my father could sing. I never heard, whoa, sorry. I didn't know my father could sing. I never heard, no. He was an and a shop coat. Okay, I got it. I gotta get my brains together. It's so beautiful out here. You ought to be here. You see what I'm talking about. It's hard to remember what you're doing. I didn't know my father could sing. I never heard a note. He was an engineer with a slide rule and a shop coat. Poetry was not in his nature, nor whimsy his forte. I didn't know my father could sing until I heard him sing one day. He was 91 years old, and we were shooting the breeze about the days when people listened to different melodies. And there was this one in particular that had a certain kind of swing. So he sat up a little bit straighter and he began to sing. And there was Lily Marley and a bicycle built for two, and they moved on down to the orchard town in the light of the mountain view. And sometimes they sang out loud when there was no one around. It was a great big world, and it just kept spinning around. You know, the funny thing is, back in the day, before all our tables were turned, I was the one trying to sing a song that I had just learned. And he was looking at me like I was a fool, and maybe I was. But I just kept trying, and that's what a fool does. And he was yelling at me, and I was yelling at him. And I couldn't hear, and he couldn't see. And I slammed the door, and I was gone. And 50 years later, he's singing me a song. Well, he's gone now, out to where we all must go, past the walls and the bridges of the goodbye hello. Yeah, but you know, for the way that I do what I do, I think I understand a little bit better now. This one's for you. And there was Lily Marley and a bicycle built for two, and they moved on down to the orchard town, and they had a kid or two. And sometimes they sang out loud, but when there was no one around, it was a great big world, and it just kept spinning around. It was a great big world, and it just kept spinning around.
Yeah, that's good. We played that once before.
Yeah, we did. It needs that.
Thank you.
Okay. Wait. It took me a long time to understand the last verse of this song. I know it had to be this way. I knew kind of vaguely what it was, but how to explain it, I didn't know. Until I found myself at a little music festival up there in Bellingham called the Subdued String Band Jamboree. Man, what a sweet event that is. And I was doing a workshop and I was singing this song. And I came to the last verse and I sang it, and then I said that last verse is graduation. Like, let's say, West Point. Yeah, West Point. Where the lucky graduate gets to go out and get their brains blown out. Get to be fed right into the machine. Maybe it's not West Point. Maybe it's some sort of CEO school. Something like that. You know what I'm talking about. You'll get it. They told you didn't have anything to say, and you almost believed them, but they spoke out anyway. And when you were old enough to leave them, you went out on the drift, and you found out soon enough that the ties they bound you with were pretty flimsy stuff. And everybody has a story. You might not think you do. Find someone to tell it. and it will come alive. You thought you were for sale, like everybody else was, but you slip right through their fingers like the wind does, looking for a way out beyond the standard maps. And finally when you found it, the walls began to crack, and everybody has a story. You might not think you do, find someone to tell it, and it will come alive. You didn't think you had it in you, you thought you were alone, but out among the multitude, now your confidence has grown, and your voice is like a beacon, calling to the ears of those who care to listen through their sorrow and their tears. And everybody has a story, you might not think you do, find someone to tell it, and it will come alive. Because someone holds the reins of the regimental horse, and someone leads the lucky ones out along the concourse. It's within their best interest to keep you weak and small. Your voice is their nemesis, and your story is a downfall. And everybody has a story, nothing you do, let someone to tell it, and it will come alive. Everybody has a story, you might not think you do, find someone to tell it to, and it will come alive. It'll come alive. Pretty good. I had a dream last night. I got hit on the head with a dollar bill, wrapped around a baseball bat. Yonder come my landlord collecting his rent, with his greedy yellow eyes and his tongue on bent, with his padlock pockets and his bad luck nose, come sniffing round my doorway and going through my clothes. How could you treat me so cold? Got a mortgage on my body and a lien on my soul. Dead-end street. It takes a lot of struggle just to make ends meet. Big money moving in all over town. And people like me, we getting shuffled around. How could you treat me so cold? Got a mortgage on my body and a lien in my soul. Oh, but hey, you landlord, I know you well. You spent a lot of time hanging in the Trump Hotel, playing games with the money on the fat of the land. I'll put on a pair of gloves before I shake your hand. How could you treat me so cold? Got a mortgage on my body and a lien in my soul. Gonna wake up one of these days. You're gonna wake up. You're gonna get evicted out on the street with no food in your belly, no shoes in your feet. You're gonna walk around from door to door, but no one's gonna wanna see you anymore. You're gonna wake up at the crack of dawn. You're gonna look around and find that all your land is gone. You wanna be cold, cold as a please. Well, one of these days we're all gonna freeze. How could you treat me so cold? Got a mortgage on my body and a lien in my soul. Landlord collecting his rent with his greedy yellow eyes and his tongue bent, with his padlock pockets and his bad luck nose. Come stepping around my doorway and going through my clothes. How could you treat me so cold? Got a mortgage on my body and a lien in my soul. How could you treat me so cold? Got a mortgage on my body and a lien on my soul. Oh, I got a tune.
Somebody's singing along up there. Wow. Oh, I see.
Crows. Dobro song if I ever heard. True story. Crows like this song. Every day early in the morning, when the daylight rises, cutting through the pause. Footsteps softly sound around the corner. It's Mr. Grouter walking with his dog. The coat collar up, warm against the weather. Got his captain's cap riding in place. Daylight brightens and the mist is lifting. It's another new day, you can see it on his face. I'm going back to Louisiana. One of these days going back to Louisiana. But till then, this is where I am gonna stay. Never made much money in the money world. Never learned to read or write so well. Never had a vote because he couldn't read the ballot. But he could see fine, just clear as a bell. He used to work a job in the shipyard docks. When years ago he was a younger man, changes came and left him stranded. Put him out of walking with time on his hands. I'm going back to Louisiana. One of these days going back to Louisiana. But till then, this is where I am. Going back to Louisiana. One of these days, back to Louisiana. But till then, this is where I'm gonna stay, right here. Now who would ever steal an old man's money? How's he gonna pay for the rent? This old man had friends and neighbors, and they knew about the way things went. So they had a little talk with the landlord, and they taught Mr. Grouter how to sign his name. And they ran those thieves so far out of town that they never came back again. These days going back to Louisiana. But till then, this is where I am gonna stay. Every day early in the morning, with his best friend Curly walking by his side, thinking about family relations. Way down south is a mighty long ride. Good morning, Mr. Grouter, tell me how you doing. It's a mighty fine day with the sun so bright. Tell me, have you got any plans for the future? Well, I'm gonna take a trip if it works out right. Yes, I am. I'm going back to Louisiana. One of these days, back to Louisiana. But till then, and this is where I am. One more time. Going back to Louisiana. One of these days going back to Louisiana. But till then, this is how I am. Right here. They got some good people in this town. That was nice, man. That was really good. I don't know if there's anybody here today, anybody out there. I'm going to check to make sure this thing is still going. Sometimes it's no, it's still going, man. Look at that. Huh? There's 16 people. For every person watching, there are 1,000 wishing they could
Who are
be
not
watching. Who are not watching. No, there's more than that that are not watching.
There are a million that are not watching.
A billion probably. Oh, there will be pretty soon a billion. Sorry?
I'm watching it right now.
All right.
Cool.
Now there's 17.
The perfect
Awesome.
melding of modern technology and human interaction.
I'll go like this. We have actually played this song before, just not like this. One more time. Well, I'm awakened in the morning to a big surprise. Well, that big old sun is trying to rise. But there's something weird going on around town. Every time it goes up, it just comes back down. So I roll up my sleeves and I jump right in. Dark matter coming on me again. Dark matter coming on me again. Well, now let me guess, I can figure it out. You put a ship in a bottle and I can't get it out. The eye of a needle and a 2x4. Seems like nothing really fits together anymore. It's a mess, and I don't know what to do. Dark matter, I'm depending on you. Dark matter, yeah, I'm depending on you. One more time, do that again. Well, now Paul Revere did a midnight ride, meeting Emma Goldman by the riverside. Oh, it was almost a great and glorious day, but they couldn't remember what they were supposed to say. So they took out their guitars and they started to sing. Dark matter, getting into everything. Dark matter, getting into everything. Well, now, Stephen Hawking said to Neil deGrasse, this theoretical stuff is a pain in the ass. says, Neil, well, what are you trying to say? And Steve says, well, I'll get back to you later today. You know that it's just, it would make more sense if dark matter would just get off the fence. Dark matter. Yeah, it just needs to get off the fence. That's all. Yeah, Steve. One more time. Now look out. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it isn't there. Dark matter everywhere. Dark matter everywhere. Well, I fell in love with a friend of mine. She was a walking on a tightrope line, and I was crawling on my hands and knees. We bumped into each other, said, excuse me, please. Do I know you? Was this meant to be, or is this just dark matter messing around with me? Dark matter. Yeah, messing around with me. So I took a leap and I went so high, I blew a hole right through the sky. And I swam like a fish in ethereal brine, till it blew the whole solar system behind. You ask me why I'm leaving. Well, I'll try to make it clear there's just too much dark matter around here. Dark matter. Yeah, there's just too much of it around here. Yeah, dark matter. Get me out of here. First time I rode the bus, I was hitching a ride. I was just a kid, flat broke. I got on board, sat down and got warm, and across town we rode. Took me just about a block away from exactly where I was trying to get. I said, thanks. He said, see you later, and I still remember it yet. And everybody rides the bus. Everybody, that's us. Everybody rides the bus. And everybody thanks the driver. I used to know exactly how much money I had by just looking in the palm of my hand. 25 pennies right down to the number, just like I had it all planned. And I'd sit up front with the driver, and we'd have ourselves a chat. Smoke 'em if you got 'em, when it's just us two. We'd ride the line like that. And everybody rides the bus. Everybody, that's us. Everybody rides the bus. And everybody thanks the driver. Eight. No, it's a 6. It's a 9. No, I'm upside down. Sam was the driver, a juggler and a clown. He just loved to make people laugh. He had a heart attack driving on the viaduct with no way to get off of that path. He said, I need a little help at the wheel up here, whatever little help you can give. And all together they pulled it over, saving everybody's life but his. And everybody rides the bus, and everybody, that's us. Everybody rides the bus, and everybody thanks the driver. Now my friend Annette, she's a singing the blues and she's blowing harmonica too. But it's hard to make a living around here these days in this six-figure hullabaloo. So she drives the bus 5 days out of 7, on the other 2 she grooves. The wheels and the wherewithal, that's just how the world moves. And everybody rides the bus, everybody, that's us. Everybody rides the bus, and everybody thanks the driver. Now you might wonder to yourself why I'm singing the song if I'm driving all the time. Well, I'm going back into my memories when I was living on nickels and dimes and I was wearing down the heels of my shoes. They were flatter than the ground I'm walking on. Here comes that number 7 again, man. Slow down, I'm gonna get on. And everybody rides the bus, everybody, that's us. Everybody rides the bus, and everybody thanks the driver. So if you want my autograph, because you like the way I play the guitar, go ask the bus driver first, 'cause I'll never get you that far. And everybody rides the bus, everybody, that's us. Everybody rides the bus, and everybody thanks the everybody rides the bus. Everybody, that's us. And everybody rides the bus, and everybody thanks the driver. Yes, cool. Okay, this is an old song in a new key because my voice has been dropping the older I get. You know, and using the capo like I do, usually I can just move the capo down, but eventually you can't move the capo down anymore, and you gotta like change, what's the word I'm looking for? Positions. And at first I thought this was kind of like a wimping out, like cowardly thing to do. But now I like it. It's an E now.
Yeah. See, that's being an adult.
Is it?
Yeah. You learn how to adjust.
It's called If You Love the Water, Let It Rain. And we certainly do. We need water. We need rain. Other places don't, but... When the good rains find the candy stood out under cover, I watch the dry earth drink it up like a long lost love. We opened up our senses to let it in. Felt so good to feel that way again. And if you love the water, let it rain. Let it wash away your pain. There are reasons to explain. If you love the water, let it rain. A long time ago when the world was young, innocent life beneath the summery sun, desert flowers and the wild plantain, waiting for the weather to bring the rain. And if you love the water, let it rain. Let it wash away your pain. There are reasons to explain. If you love the water, let it rain. Time is such a fleeting thing. You know, it comes and it goes. It ebbs and it flows, waterfalls and rainbows. And if you love the water, let it rain. Let it wash away your pain. There are reasons to explain. If you love the water, let it rain. There was a time we kept ourselves apart, surrounded by the dryness in our hearts. But life is a natural mystery, they say. So I guess we'll just let nature have its way. And if you love the water, let it rain. Let it wash away your pain. There are reasons to explain. If you love the water, let it rain. If you love the water, let it rain. Kind of nice there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good little place for it to rest. That's right. But there's two of us. Come The day Merle Haggard died, I found a quiet place to hide. Sorry, man. I jumped my own gun there. I was listening to him, and it's his fault. No, this is the day Merle Haggard died, I found a quiet place to hide. Let the songs paint pictures in my mind of a different place and time. Pictures of a broke down oil town where dust bowl memories abound. Prison walls on either side, and a soul so deep and wide. Same train, different track. You ride away, you don't come back. One road to disappear, one song to sing it here, one jukebox at a time. Sing me yours, I'll sing you mine. In some honky-tonk saloon, somebody's always leaving soon. Just like the birds do in the spring. They will help us carry on. Life's hard enough without a song. Same train, different track. You ride away, you don't come back. One road to disappear, one song to sing it here, one jukebox at a time. Sing me yours, I'll sing you mine. Some honky-tonk saloon, somebody's always leaving soon. Yes, in some honky-tonk saloon, somebody's always leaving too soon.
That was good. Once we got on the track there.
Sorry, what?
Once we got on the track there, that was
Once
good.
we got on the track, that was good, yeah. But you know, a person can only be modeling and kind of, you know, emotional in an adult sense for so long, and then they have to
revert.
Well, I'm crawling up from under the weeds. Last night I see a bright light up in the sky. Could it be the end of the world? I'm thinking I'm too young to die. And someone says, well, that's Elon Musk with his rocket ship debris. Better find a place to hide, says I, 'cause it's coming right at me. Elon, going up on one of the trips. Elon, let him eat rocket ships. Elon says we gotta move to the stars, it's getting kind of bad down here. He says, I got the money, we're going to Mars, move over, I'll steer. It's like there's too many dirty dishes in humanity's kitchen sink. But we ain't cleaning, we're just leaving, that's the way some people think. Elon, going off on one of his trips. Elon, let him eat rocket ship. Elon's got the money, honey, and Elon's got a plan. He knows how to get up and get going. He just needs to learn how to land. It's like he's watching too many fireworks when he was a kid. So now he just builds things that blow up like that last one did. Elon, going up on one of his trips. Elon, rocket ship. Elon's on the move now. He's walking around town. He's coming across a homeless camp for the people that are out and down. And somebody says, hey, excuse me, mister. My life is hit and miss. Could you help me get something to eat? Elon says, here, chew on this. Elon, going up on one of his trips. Elon, let him eat a rocket ship. Nothing after all these millennial years, scratching our mumbles on the cave walls and chucking our nuclear spears, packing up the wagons, heading off for someplace new. Leaving, we're always leaving, that's the best that we can do. Elon, going off on one of his trips. Elon, let him eat a rocket. Elon, going off on one of his trips. Let him eat a rocket. I thought that was pretty good. Okay, hold on now.
Yeah, that's a good one. I hadn't heard that one.
Well, I thought you did. Okay.
Nope, that was news to me.
Taking a chance on a song like this, but I'm doing it anyway. How do I do this? Gotta get the groove right. I tell you a story, I make it clear as I can, about the faraway troubles in the Holy Land. Pictures of the children etched in your mind, laying down their bodies on the firing line. Now the people who live there, they live under the gun, where it was homeland for 1,000 years before the soldiers come. Surrounded by the armies, drones up in the sky. Everybody knows someone who had to die. Oh, Palestine, going home sometime. Talk about the settlers, come from so far away. Talk about the money from the USA. Talk about the bullets made of plastic and lead, in the shadows of a boot heel over your head. And what do when they come to your home and they tell you your land is no longer your own? Do you let them take it, or do you dare to resist? Standing in the road with a rock in your fist. Oh, Palestine, going home sometime. Everybody has an origin. Everybody has a myth. Some people have a book that they carry it with, about the land where they came from and the land where they go, and a God with authority who tells them so. Oh, but I live in the real world, and as far as I can see, this world is smaller than it used to be, and the arc of justice is so true and strong, and no matter what your book says, we have to get along. Oh, Palestine, going home sometime. Now we say we want peace, like it's a moral obligation. But there is no peace in an occupation. We talk a good talk from one side of our tongue, and from the other side making everybody run. Does it ever make you think about the friends we endorse? The armies of a general riding on an iron horse. And does it ever make you wonder why it always seems to be such an undemocratic version of democracy? Oh, Palestine, gone home sometime. Oh, friend of mine, we will have peace sometime. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Thank you. I gotta check, see if I know how much battery I've got left in this thing. No idea. Sorry?
Got your good sides?
Good size? We don't have good size. Well, or we'll have a good size.
Well,
Okay. I don't know how much battery I've got. Absolutely no idea. Anybody know what time it is? Okay. We can probably go till the battery runs out, is my guess. What we're probably going to do,
and then we could just play for like people that are here.
we could just play for people out here. I'm having a blast. But the weird thing about this is you're playing for people who are here and people who aren't here, but they're here anyway. You know, they put time. It's weird. It's just weird. You know?
It's the world we live in now.
It's the world we live in. Yeah. So what is that?
It's a dobro capo. Thought I might try it out on some song.
Wow. I didn't know they made those things.
Yeah, this is the latest one. I'll show you how it works.
Okay.
It's a new thing. What key are you going to be in?
Well, that's this is in E flat, but it does a lot of modulations in it.
Okay. Well, I'll just for kicks, I'll just
Okay.
play this because I never play with a kick.
Well, cool. Let's try it. Let's try it.
For E flat.
We played this song once, but I actually know it better now.
E flat would be here if I play in D.
Barry Melton produced my first record way back in '75. He was the Fish of Country Doing the Fish, right? And I got to know him pretty well there, pretty good there during the '70s. I go up and down the coast and I go stay at his house in San Francisco, where he lived and stuff. Him and his wife Barbara, and they were great friends. And Barbara passed away a couple of years ago, and that's pretty hard. You know, that's about as hard as it gets. So, you know, Barry's doing okay. Whoa. But I got thinking about Barbara one day. So I wanted to write her a song. Write it for Barry, I guess. And so this is it, and it goes like this. Because of the way the groove goes, I tend to speed it up. I'm going to try not to.
Okay.
You probably have never seen me speed anything up.
No, usually I'm waiting for you to slow it down.
Barbara never demanded what wouldn't be given for free. She never expected impossible answers from people like me. With her head held high and her feet on the ground, she'd be the last one standing if the sky fell down. Those were the days. We never looked back at the past, and everything changed. And change was happening fast. And when we needed someone to help us make sense, when we finally decided to get off the fence, there she was, right where we knew she would be. Smarter than we were, that much was easy to see. She never argued, no negative reply, no hesitation. She'd just look you in the eye. Try to remember what the music was for, breaking the silence, kicking down the door, and that door was wide open, and we went right through. I never came back, neither did you. Barbara knew how to be who we thought we should be. You're trying too hard, she'd say, to someone like me. And then we'd laugh like it was so far out of sight. You don't need permission, and I knew she was right. Gonna modulate now. And again. Kind of goes around and comes back to where it started from.
That was mysterious.
Yeah, I know. This would be good though. Don't take that off.
Oh no,
All right.
I'll play whatever key.
Okay, then we're gonna do it in D. This is a song for the crows, because they're in this song. What was that now? Was that a crow? The hell was that? I'm walking around one morning early, riding my bike or something like that, and I see a car seat opened all the way up on the sidewalk. No car, just a car seat. Somebody sleeping in it. Now they're covered up with a blanket or a sleeping bag or something like that, so I don't know who they are. All I see is a foot sleeping on a car seat on a side street, sleeping on a car seat without a bed sheet. The whole neighborhood's coming awake, man. Come on, I can't sing about dogs too. Sleeping on a car seat on a side street, sleeping on a car seat without a bed sheet. Some cars don't have any seats, some seats don't have any cars. You get tired enough, you're gonna sleep underneath the stars, sleeping on a car seat on a side street. It's a quiet kind of neighborhood, nothing really ever goes too far. Sunny day in the morning and there you are, sleeping on a car seat on a side street, sleeping on a car seat without a bed sheet. One foot out and one foot in and one foot on a prowl. Rather be sleeping in a feather bed, but this'll have to do for now. Without a car around it, you're right where you found it, sleeping on a car seat. Yes, indeed. Somebody might come along, maybe somebody see your shoe, somebody steal your wallet. Now what are you gonna do? Sleeping on a car on a side street. Black crows talking tree to tree. Days are getting warm. There's a turbulence advisory, but it's for another kind of storm. Sleeping on a side street, on a side street, sleeping on a car seat without a bed sheet. One foot out and one foot in. Where you been, my friend? All around the world and back, and there you are in a sleeping sack. Without a car around it, just right where you found it, sleeping on a car seat. Oh, that's right, like the bed spring. Yeah, that's just the thing. All I need is a pillow and I'll be a little bit on my way. Mouse crawling over your shoulder, drone flying over your head, police sitting in a cruiser, ain't no breakfast in bed, sleeping on a car seat on a side street, sleeping on a car seat without a bed sheet. That's right. Yeah, that was good. That was good. I'm gonna quit now. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. There's usually something you want to do that you didn't say anything about until later. I'm making that up. I'm just biding for time. My mind is blank. That was fun. I enjoyed that. Well, shoot. I'm gonna do something fast. Something with a little spunk to it.
Okay.
No one can sing the blues like Lightnin Hopkins. I don't care what anybody says. I was 15 years old, riding by the passenger window with my radio up against my head. And that's when I heard him for the first time, coming in through the noise of the car. And my whole world turned upside down, yes it did. I just had to learn to sing and play guitar. So I got on my bicycle with a high-rise handlebar, and I would ride for 20 miles on a run. I got every one of his records I could find back then. I had 11 of them by the time I was done. And I never learned to play the blues. I hope that's alright. I never learned to play the blues, but I could sing and play guitar all night. You know, years later up here in Seattle town, Lightnin came to playing 3 nights in a row. I caught it with him early in the dressing room. Somehow I just had to let him know. So I took out my guitar and I started playing. And I made him up a song to tell it right, about the radio, the car, and all of his records, and how glad I was to meet him that night. And I sang about what he taught me without even knowing it, and all the lessons I still had to learn. And Lightnin, he just grinned. And when he was done, he told me a story in return. I never learned to play the blues. I hope that's alright. I never learned to play the blues. I could sing and play guitar all night. Now this is what he told me. He said he was walking around the backwoods down in Texas one time when he was only 12 years old. He was carrying his guitars almost as big as he was. He was tired, hungry, and cold. He saw some people were having a picnic, and he asked if he could sing for his meal. They turned him away, he said, because he was too raggedy. He could still remember how it made him feel. Then he looked back into the distance through his dark sunglasses, and he grinned a little more just for chance. He said, now I got money in the bank back home, and they know who I am in France. I never learned to play the blues. I hope that's alright. I never learned to play the blues, but I can sing and play guitar all night. That's right. Lightnin died back at 82. I can still remember where I was and how I heard. I was playing the meeting place in Dublin. Local blues singer gave me the word. Now some people, they pass right through you. And Maybe they leave a little mark. Some people shine like a light for you sometimes, help you find your way when it gets dark. But they say that this world is made of stories. From these stories our songs are grown. Sometimes, you know, the songs just get so big, you just have to go out and make a song of your own. And I never learned to play the blues. I hope that's alright. I never learned to play the blues, but I can sing and play guitar all night, just like this. I think I did get a little faster there as we went along, but I don't mind, you know. Okay. All right. There are no words enough to say how a world like this could die away, how reason falls on deaf ears, truth dissolves and disappears, and the clocks are counting down to 0. They warned us years ago. People laughed it off, said, what do they know? And we went our separate ways to find a future facing the end of the line, and the clocks are counting down to 0. Now the weather stumbles, forests burn, past the point of no return. Corporation money thrives, while the refugees look for a place to survive, and the clocks are counting down to 0. History walks the plank. Its eyes are flat, its face is blank. The melting ice, the rising sea, a redder sun than used to be, and the clocks are counting down to 0. I know people who live in trees and who chain themselves to machineries, who face the judge's scornful stare. There is no shelter anywhere, and the clocks are counting down to 0. The standing rock, the black snake. In times like these, you do whatever it takes, wherever a line is drawn, for the people and the land they live on. And the clocks are counting down to 0. I fear for children I see. And I don't blame them when they look at me, as if to say, how could you? We were depending on you. And the clocks are counting down. 0. I woke up in a sweat last night, so all alone I couldn't face my freight. But I took a look around to see millions more just like me. And the clocks are counting down to 0. Resistance goes from hand to hand, as it does. For the air, the water, the people, the land. Tomorrow is born from the seeds of today, and we are going that way. And the clocks are counting down to 0. One more? What do you think?
Okay.
Makes sense? Cool. Is that like cheating people?
No, I think whatever you feel is good.
Anyone know what time it is? 4:33? We can do a few more. Well, I hope you're enjoying yourself. We usually have a tip jar.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Okay, good. He's gonna go grab one.
All right. Somebody's on it.
Somebody's on it. That's right. And for those of you out there in Wi-Fi land, there's a couple of things up there on the screen. You'll see there's a PayPal thing, and there's a Venmo. Who comes up with these names? PayPal is bad enough. Hi, this is my PayPal. You know, but Venmo.
That's kind of friendly feeling though. But Venmo's kind of like
I've got
industrial.
Venmos all over my arms. Yeah. I know. I got to go to the doctor to have my Venmos removed.
Sorry, Jim. You've got the tests have come back, and it looks like you got Venmo.
I know. It is kind of like that. All right. Oh, I wanted to do this song. God, I'm glad we're putting it on. See, you see. I think it's a guitar song, but you
Thank you.
You do whatever feels right.
Oh, I was just gonna
Okay, good.
go to that. Bitcoin, we haven't got that yet.
Dogs would get Bitcoin. Bitcoin.
Thank you.
Jesus came from the ghetto with the rats and the crust of bread. Went downtown with the big idea, came back with a price on his head. You've all heard the story about the miracles and the king, but if you listen hard enough, you can hear the trap door swing. Don't let them fool you. With the banker and the boss that took insurgent Jesus and hung him on a cross. Nobody cares about a ghetto kid when they stay where they belong. You go stepping out of line. You know something's bound to go wrong. Jesus got smart one day when he began to realize you never get anywhere in this world unless you organize. So he went downtown and started talking. And then he talked some more. He said it was a banker and the boss, keeping everybody poor, and people listened. Yes, they did. They liked what he had to say, how the poor would inherit the world and the rich would have to pay. Nobody cares about a ghetto kid until they go downtown and start agitating. And then the word just gets around, they send out their soldiers. And they're with a shiny silver blade, gonna take insurgent Jesus. Gonna lay him in the shade, bring him in on charges. No matter if they stick, you can call it religion if you want to, but it was only politics. Nobody cares about a ghetto kid until they start to make some waves. Then the law kicks in with a vengeance. You know, it's always been that way. Jesus had a safe house. And he had his comrades too. But an infiltrator turned him in just like they always do. And when they took him off in irons, you could hear his mother cry. They convicted him of high treason and sentenced him to die. Look out. And when they took him down from that execution cross, they thought about what he said about the banker and the boss, and they knew it was a long time and a hard way to survive, and they knew that the right idea was a big idea and they had to keep it alive. So when they told the story, they told it this way. They said the soldiers filled the bottle with the genie inside, but the genie got away. Yeah, the genie got away. Cause nobody cares about a ghetto kid until it's too late. Then they gotta wash the blood off their hands and keep their story straight, but don't let them fool you. It was the banker and the boss that took insurgent Jesus and hung him on the cross. That G thing is supposed to be like that's like a solo section, and it's like a key change, and it's like a whole, it's like, you know what I'm saying.
I got you.
All right. Anybody want to hear anything? Sitting around waiting. I wish he'd play. Frank, Dennis, and me. Wow, I could probably do that. You remember that one, right? Yeah. He'll be here tomorrow night. Frank, Dennis, and me would be in B, if that's all right with you.
He'll be the guy without the mask.
Right.
Him and Eric Clapton.
I know. We played this before. It's been a while. Jim Hines wrote this song. He would appreciate it if I tuned it. I am in tune. That's weird. Well, I was 18 and change when the telephone rang, calling me to report to the sea. Vietnam War raged on every front page of the country. So I sailed to the war of a faraway shore, with boys no wiser than I, too young to vote, hoping too young to die. Serving time for the crime of being born American male, where sons become brothers in arms or brothers in jail. Well, perhaps it was love or self-prescribed drugs or the limbo of lost out at sea, sailing that line beyond reason and right. Frank Tennyson. Oh, I recall the resorts and all the opium ports, but truth shines later in life. Flight of the palm, it pales in the light of the king. How convenient is a God who would spare not the rod, send his only child to die, when in the hands of a who intent on only saving a life. I turned 21 years old, coming home from the South China Sea, slapping paint on the rust of the sinking American dream. And did the home fires burn for the hero's return? Was the red carpet rolled to the sea? Where was the parade when democracy was saved by Frank Tennyson? can see in my son, were he to march to the gun, how his soul would wither and die. I know how that goes. Far too long it's been happening to mine. May the damage done me by the powers that be never be done unto mine. And may the criminals and foes be exposed by history and time. For Dennis and I swore that the Vietnam War will have ended at the moment when honor prevails with justice demanded. And as the names on the wall of the Washington Mall await the dead to return from the sea, those veterans still dying a day at a time, with Frank, Dennis, and me. Dennis and I swore that the Vietnam War will have ended at the moment when honor prevails with justice demanded. And as the names on the wall of the Washington Mall await the dead to return from the sea, those veterans still dying a day at a time, Frank, Dennis, and me. Yeah, it's a great song. And I got about 85% of it, you know. That's the thing. So I'll do one more for you here, but I don't want to leave on a downer, sort of like, what the hell can we do now? Everything's gone to hell, and you know.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. For those of you that wonder what I'm thanking the generous man here that just put 3 $1,000 bills in our tip bottle there, because that's what this music is worth to these people out here in this part of town, just so that you know up there and wherever it is that you are. This is Orville Johnson, if you don't know. And what's that dog's name? Holly. That's Holly. Holly. All right. So we should do one more song here. Let me think for a second here. Oh yeah, that would be a good song to do.
What's that?
The dobro song. It's put it down. For the most part, I don't like to detune anymore.
It's too hard to come back.
Well, it's, you know, but sometimes you just can't help it, and I've got to do it. Did it stop?
No, it just got dark.
It might have stopped. It might have run out of battery.
I can see you in it, but it's dark.
Oh well, maybe it's just dark.
Oh well.
No, it's dark.
Maybe it's just, you know.
Maybe it went to another time zone where it's night. Somebody reset its settings.
Thanks for coming out. And if we are still on the air, thanks for hanging out. behind fences. We all lock our doors. Nobody trusts anybody else. They don't know what they're trusting them for. Everybody's got problems. Bad news on the wire. Somebody did something to somebody else. Set the whole place on fire. Put it down. It's only bringing you bad dreams. Think about the good dreams you're leaving behind. Let it go. Try to find a better rhyme. We got a lot to do. We don't have a lot of time. Oh, I hear my neighbors. They fight all the time. They scream and they argue, and they're crossing that line. Oh, but come tomorrow morning, I know just what I'll see. Walking around like nothing happened, just like you and me. Put it down. It's only bringing you bad dreams. Think about the good dreams you're leaving behind. Let it go. Try to find a better rhyme. We got a lot to do. We don't have a lot of time. So I go out by the park bench and I watch the children play. Kind of remind me of myself back in my childhood days. Oh, but the rules that we played by made enemies of our friends. Yeah, but we're older now. We no longer pretend. Put it down. Only bringing you bad dreams. Think about the good dreams you're hoping to find. Let it go. Try to find a better rhyme. We got a lot to do. We don't have a lot of time. You and me, babe, we got some fences to mend. We got some roads to travel. So much distance between friends. Oh, but if it means that much to you, to mean this much to me, then maybe we can make it. I know we can make it. If we both just keep trying.